So we've completed turn 5, July 1938. Continuing to have a lot of inactivity, at least as far as any kind of combat goes. The Germans bought 3 medium armor, so I was able to put down the sculpt for the Panzer Mark III, signifying the medium armor there. They also upgraded a militia and put down an artillery, which they put on the border with Poland over there. So I'm not sure that Germany will launch the attack here coming up in January of 39, but you can see July of 39 definitely being the start to all-out conflict in Europe. Italy they upgraded 1 militia to an infantry and then bought a tactical bomber. So Italy has actually quite the air force going on in northern Italy. They got 2 tacticals and 3 fighters. Probably the best air force in Europe right now, which isn't that something to say? The Italians have the best air force in Europe. Other than that, Italy didn't do too much. The Allies, France bought 3 more infantry, placed it in Paris. So not a whole heck of a lot going on there, just waiting for the inevitable German assault. The British bought a fighter, which they put on the light carrier they had completed the turn before. And they also completed their second factory that went into London. The U.S. did nothing. They upgraded 1 militia to an infantry, and that was it for the U.S. Just saved their money. So the U.S. has got about $25, $27 saved at this point. The Comintern, the Russians went ahead and upgraded an infantry or a militia to an infantry in Leningrad, and that was basically it. They're just waiting, biding their time. They can declare war on Finland in July 39 as well. So I think there's only one more turn of peace here, and then we're going to see some conflicts breaking out all across Europe. In the Pacific, the Japanese actually laid down for construction here on the production chart 2 heavy cruisers. So they now have 3 heavy cruisers and a fleet carrier 1 step away from completion. So that's the first money they've really spent on naval units in the game. They also bought 2 more Marines, so now they got a total of 8 Marines ready to roll. Not much else. Japanese kind of staying away again, seeing if the Communist Chinese and the National Chinese can kind of just beat up on each other, as well as the fact that they don't want to trigger any income increases to the Allies. So that's why Japan's kind of staying away from that. But again, I wouldn't see more than maybe another turn or so before conflict breaks out with at least Japan going on the offensive. The Far East Command, ANZAC, the U.S., not a lot of action at all in the Pacific. Far East Command upgraded another militia to a man. Besides that, they basically just saved their money. In China itself, which is where the only combat is actually taking place around the globe right now, the last warlord was influenced to join the Communist Chinese. So now we're down to just the Communist Chinese and the National Chinese. No warlords remain. The Communist Chinese definitely have the upper hand in terms of territory. They're kind of boxing the National Chinese in here, pushing them back towards Nanking. But the National Chinese collect more money, so they were able to put 3 more infantry down this turn. There wasn't any actual combat between the 2 sides, just kind of maneuvering and gearing up. I think this turn here, July of 39, might see a push by one side or the other to possibly try to end the Chinese Civil War. That's pretty much it for this turn. We're heading into turn 6. Again, I think you might see turn 6 be the final turn of relative peace in the conflict. And then things will be picking up in July of 39, I would imagine.